Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at the Rokid Station and the Xreal Beam. So these are two different accessories for smart glasses, AR glasses. I would call them video glasses actually, because there's not that many AR applications for them right now. But basically, the Rokid Station and the Android TV remote here, these are both for the Rokid Max, which are a pair of smart video glasses or AR glasses that I had before. And this one, the Xreal Beam, is for the Xreal Air and Air 2 video glasses. So right now I don't have the Rokid Max anymore. I actually got rid of it because I ended up with the Xreal Air 2 Pros. These are my current video glasses. I did a whole video review about these and I decided I like them better than the Rokid Air or the Rokid Max. And you might be wondering, well, why did I get the Rokid Station then? Well, from what I read online, this also should work with the Xreal Air video glasses. So yeah, like these should be compatible with them as well. And these two do different things. I wanted to do this video to kind of compare them to see how they're similar and different. Because I do think they're different accessories, they do different things. But I wanted to see which one I would like better, which one I would use more. So yeah, the Xreal Beam is an accessory designed specifically for the Xreal Air and Air 2. I don't think it works with any of the Rokid video glasses. This one is supposedly, it's able to project like a, so you do project like a smart display, but with this accessory you can also kind of keep it static, I guess, when you're using it, and you can also like resize it dynamically and stuff. So it basically makes it more like an AR video glasses rather than just video glasses. It makes it more like the, yeah, something like the Meta Quest 3 or something. Like just more of an AR thing where you're able to dynamically resize the video and you're able to keep track of other stuff going on while at the same time look at the video. So this is more like an AR accessory. And I really wanted to check this out because this is like, it's hard to explain what this thing does unless you actually use it with the glasses. So I'm going to tell you guys what I think of this thing in real time while I try it out. The Rokid Station, on the other hand, this is more of like an Android TV in a box. So this is a remote, and I also get this other remote with it as well. I'm actually not sure why I got two remotes with it. Isn't this also remote? Yeah, anyways, this is supposedly an Android TV in a box. So basically you plug it into the glasses and then it's basically like an Android TV there. So it should work similar to my Video Shield that we'll see. And yeah, these two are different devices, but they both can work with the Xreal Air 2, I think. They should be able to anyways. That's why I decided to get them to test them out. They're also different prices. So like the Xreal Beam is $120 US. The Rokid Station is $200 US. So this one is definitely more expensive. But in the end, I think what's more important is which one am I going to use more. So that's what I want to find out. So we're going to do the unboxing of these right now, and then I'm going to test them out. Okay, so, and by the way, if you guys don't know much about the Xreal Air 2s, I have a whole video up on that. I'll put it in the description below so you guys can check it out. But yeah, please watch that video first if you want to know more about the Xreal Air 2 Pros. But anyways, we're just going to look at the accessories today and how they connect with them. So, okay, this is the Xreal Beam. It costs $120 US. This is what it comes with. So it comes with this, this is just a USB-C cable. I'm actually not even going to box that because I have tons of those. This is the more important one. Alright, so this is the Xreal Beam, the actual Beam device. So let's take a look. This is what it looks like. Looks like a remote, actually. Looks like a small remote, and honestly looks kind of similar to the Rokid Station. And let's take a look. What do we get here? This is probably quick start guide, right? Okay, yeah, user guide. So yeah, this user guide for power, LED lights, volume, button, back button, okay button. There's also another accessory, by the way, for the Goovis G3 Max that I have as well, which is the Goovis Media Streamer Player. Which I guess works in a similar way to the Rokid Station, except it's a little bit more bulky, but also accepts HDMI connections. So that one could be more versatile, but it's also more bulky. So I didn't opt to get that one. That one's also 200 bucks. So yeah, I didn't want to spend too much money on these things. I already spent too much money. But yeah, this is essentially tells you the different capabilities of the different ports and stuff, the functions of the Xreal Beam. Okay, the warranty card. So yeah, this is the Xreal Beam here. Take a look here. It's a pretty slick looking accessory actually. this is what it looks like. So you have these navigation buttons here. This is probably the OK button here, menu button. This one on the side here, is this the power button probably, I'm guessing. So let's take a look. That's the mode button, actually. Okay, so that one's the back button. Yep, this one's the back button. This one's the mode button right here. And then maybe it's an auto power on. There's like even a lanyard. Something here to put your keychain or lanyard or something. This is the volume, of course, up and down. This thing, I guess, is your, what is that? Some kind of like infrared thing to like sense stuff. Then at the bottom you have two USB-C ports. So yeah, we can take a deeper look here, but basically, yeah, power, that's just an LED. This is just an LED showing power. And the LED lights, yeah. Oh, this is actually power, okay. This is actually a button. So you press this button, this is the power button right here. I would not even know that was there unless I read this. So yeah, there's a power button right here. LED lights, volume, mode, back button, navigational controls, click pad. Home button is a long press of the back button, and then two USB-Cs, one for video in and power in, and this one's for video in and power in, and then this one is for video out. That's you know, that's why you see the glasses right here. So that's for video out. And yeah, I'm gonna check that out in a bit. But that is the Xreal Beam accessory, and I say this one is probably the more unique one out of the two. Now let's take a look at the Rokid Station. This one's more expensive because essentially it is just an Android TV in a box. So let's check it out here. Let's see, is it? Oh, I made this. Why did they make these so hard to? Oh god. Okay, let's just open this one first then. Why do I get two remotes? I'm gonna get confused why I get two remotes. This is Rokid Station. So Rokid Station and Rokid Station remote, but isn't this also a remote? Why do I need two remotes? I'm a little bit confused about that. They make this really tight and hard to open. I don't want to damage this case, but they make it in a way where it's really hard not to damage it. Okay. Here we go. So this is the Rokid Station remote, which is just a standard Android TV remote. There you go. So yeah, nothing special. It's your typical Android TV remote that you would see for Google. If you have a Nest device, I think this would be kind of similar to what you would get on a Chromecast device actually. So power, Google Assistant, and then your navigational buttons, your clicky pad for OK, back button, home, menu, plus minus for volume. Pretty simple to operate. I think it takes in two AAA batteries. So yeah, that is pretty simple to operate. But yeah, I don't know why I need two remotes here. Is this really necessary when you have this remote too as well? And why is this one so hard to get out? Why did they make this hard to get out? I did like really kind of pry it out like this. That's really annoying. Okay. So let's take a look here. This is the Rokid Station. By the way, I think they're coming out with a new Rokid Station, the Rokid Station 2, which might incorporate features from the Xreal Beam. So stay tuned for that. That might be the one I'm more interested in because instead of getting these two devices, the Rokid Station 2 might just incorporate features from the Xreal Beam, and I don't need to get the Xreal Beam at all. Okay. This is the user manual here. Okay, I think this should be self-explanatory for how to use the remote here. Yeah. Let's see, I just want to see what this one, the power, this one is home, and this one's settings, I think. Yeah. The other ones are pretty self-explanatory, I think. And then you have a lanyard, and you attach your USB-C cable from your Rokid, power key, adjust volume. So this should work with the Xreal Air 2 that I have. I think the older version of the Rokid Station did not work with the Xreal, but this newer version of the Rokid Station should work with it. There's been a few revisions, silent revisions, I guess, of the Rokid Station. So this is labeled HDMI, so I guess this is kind of an adapter thing. Let's take a look. They make it basically impossible for you not to rip the package here. Okay, so this is a micro HDMI. Okay, this is a micro HDMI to USB-C. So yeah, USB-C to micro HDMI cable right here. Pretty unique cable. You don't see that very often. And then this one is a Type-C cable, right? So yeah, this is your standard USB Type-A to USB Type-C. You guys should be familiar with this cable because it's pretty common to charge smartphones with this cable. So that cable is a little bit more familiar. And then this is the Rokid Station itself. Yeah, this is what it looks like. You got the navigational kind of click pad here, similar to the one you see on the Xreal Beam. And then you have the two clicky buttons right here for OK. And this one is both a home button and a back button. This one has a back button and home button separately. I think I prefer them separate. You have a menu button here and a settings button here. You have volume buttons up and down right here. And then on the side here you have a power button. And down here you have the actually just the Rokid logo. It's not a button. Down here you have this is the micro HDMI, I think, and the USB-C charging. Huh. So yeah, this does have a micro HDMI, I believe, and a USB-C for charging here. Okay. So yeah, that's the Rokid Station. Now I wonder why I need to have two of these. Why do I need to have two remotes? I think this is also a remote, is it not? I don't know why I need two, but anyways, I got two in the box. So okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to test them both out with my Xreal Air 2 glasses, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think about them. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I just want to compare these two. I know they're different devices, but I kind of want to see which one that I find more useful. And then, yeah, so I might be keeping one or both or none, depending on how much I think they're useful or how much I think of them. So stay tuned, guys. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys what I think about the X-Beam and the Rokid Station. So I have the X-Beam right here and the Rokid Station right here. I'm going to have them charged up, and then I'm going to hook it up to my Xreal Air 2 Pro glasses, and then I'm going to just tell you guys my impressions of both. Alright, so I have my charger here. So the X-Beam, let's try the X-Beam first. Two USB-C ports. The left one is used for charging, so you got to charge with this one, and the LED kind of lights up when it's at work. And then the other one is basically the cable that goes to the glasses. So, yep. And because I can't really show you guys what's on my glasses, I'm just gonna tell you guys what I see here. Okay. So I have the X-Beam hooked up right now. Okay. So basically, I downloaded the latest firmware or whatever update. So for this one, yes, you use this one as a remote. So it's kind of got like not like Android TV, but it's got like basically a basic interface here, and on this basic interface I can select a few different apps, not very many. So there's Netflix, there's Amazon Prime Video, and there's Files, which I guess is my the files on here. So this has like 32 gigs of memory or storage actually on here. So I guess I can browse the files on here, or I can use the VLC player to play local files. And that's really it. That's really not much I can do with this thing actually. So yeah, basically Netflix, Amazon Prime Video. I can mirror my screen from an Android phone, and I can look at the files, and I can use VLC to play some video from the storage. That's really all I can do on this thing. I don't really see many other options. I guess if I go into settings, I can turn DTS:X on, which is like this surround sound, virtual surround sound type of technology. Display optimization, depth control, so I can adjust the screen distance, or the virtual screen distance, I guess. So I can adjust that. And this little menu floats in front of me, almost like a VR display, by the way. But yeah, there's not too much I can do with this one. Like, this thing is like, honestly, I'm pretty disappointed with the X-Beam. It really doesn't do that much. Like, it has the smooth follow mode. Okay, so the screen follows me when I look a little bit more smoothly than before. Okay, not like a big deal for me actually. This is like, okay, it might be useful if I'm in a car and I'm you know, someone else is driving, or yeah, the road is bumpy and stuff, and then yeah, it's smoother when I move my head and the screen follows me more smoothly. But it's not like a big deal. Like that's, I wouldn't say that that's a kind of like a niche use case, honestly. So yeah, I mean the screen does follow me smoothly when I move my head, but it's not really like, I wouldn't consider that like a killer app for this. Overall, it's kind of disappointing, honestly. Really, the only things I can do is Netflix, Amazon Prime, VLC, and mirror the screen from my smartphone wirelessly. I mean, so what? Like, that's not really enough to justify this thing. It's $120 or something, $110. Like, it just doesn't do enough, in my opinion. Yeah, like, honestly, there is not much here to do. So yeah, this it's pretty disappointing actually. The X Beam is pretty disappointing. It really doesn't do that much. So that's kind of disappointment. Whoops. So I'm gonna. That was the X Beam. Really, that's all you could do with it is basically adjust the display size. You can have this smooth follow thing, and then you can just do some like there's only a few apps on it that you can do. So just VLC, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and then you can mirror your phone wirelessly into this. And okay, really not that much. Now let's take a look at the Rokid Station. Okay, so this one I had to connect. By the way, I have to use this proprietary Rokid cable here. That's I would call this proprietary because it's a hard cable to find. This micro HDMI to USB-C cable. This one is relatively proprietary because it's a hard cable to find. And that goes into the bottom port here. This is a micro HDMI port. And then we'll just charge using the other port. There's another USB-C here, and that one's for charging. Alright, so let's hook this one up. This one should work. I think the Rokid Station should work with this. With the Xreal, even though it's not Rokid glasses, but it should still work. Okay. Alright, and this is the remote here. Oh yeah, I gotta turn it on. The X Beam, by the way, just automatically turns on when I connect it. This one I had to manually turn it on. Okay, turn on the volume. Okay, so it's basically Android TV. If you guys have seen Android TV, right, using some kind of like Google Chromecast on your TV, or if you're using Video Shield like me, then you pretty much know the Android TV interface, right? This is basically the Android TV interface, just shows up on my glasses. And I usually, for Android TV, I usually just go to YouTube. Although you can do a lot more on Android TV, like there's different apps you can go to. So let's see, we got Apple TV, Crave, Discovery, Plex, Prime Video, Spotify, TikTok TV. I didn't know there's a TikTok TV. YouTube Music. You can use Google Play Store. There's Android TV apps are kind of limited, but still, definitely more than the X Beam for sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely more than the X Beam, right? Like I can play stuff on YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Prime, YouTube. YouTube is pretty huge actually. There's no Netflix on this, I don't think. There is Disney Plus, there is Paramount Plus, there's Twitch, ESPN, Google Meet's on here. Viki for Asian dramas, UFC's on here, TED, CBS. Okay, there's definitely more apps on here than the X Beam, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna play something, and again, I don't know why you need this other remote here. Yeah, so Rokid gave me this other remote. I don't know why I need it because this remote works. I can use this as a remote and it works. And yeah, I can just use this to watch YouTube or whatever. It's fine. Yeah, this is basically just Android TV in your hand, and it works. It just, everything just pops up on the glasses. It's Android TV on your glasses, basically. So, overall, I think this one is definitely more useful, because this is a full-powered Android TV in the palm of your hand, right? So you can download and use a lot more apps on here than you can with X Beam. So even though this is more expensive, this is $200, the X Beam is $110. But this one is just way more useful. Like you can actually use more apps on here, like way more apps on here. So in addition to all the apps that, I mean this one doesn't have VLC technically. So I guess that's the only app And it doesn't have that screen mirroring thing, but I don't really use that screen mirroring thing very often anyways. So really, I think it really comes down to this. So the X-Beam has Netflix, which the Rokid Station doesn't have. And it has the screen mirroring function, so you can just mirror your smartphone screen to here, and it has VLC, which allows you to play files locally. That's the stuff that the Rokid Station doesn't have. The Rokid Station, on the other hand, is a full Android TV box, so it has pretty much all the apps that you can get on Android TV except for Netflix. But if you will have like YouTube or all the other apps, I think is a lot more useful on here. Doesn't have the screen mirroring, but I don't really use that feature much anyways. But if you guys do, then of course the X-Beam is more useful for that. Doesn't have the VLC to access local files. So yeah, I guess this could be useful if you have a bunch of like local stuff loaded on here, but it only has 32 gigs, so it's not like it's that much. I usually would put a bunch of movies and TV shows on a device, and yeah, I usually just put it on my phone actually. Like this phone, I usually use my LG Wing actually as my main media device, because this one, well, it's nice to be able to just hold it and view my media like this. But yeah, I usually use this one as a media phone, and this one has 128 gigs. So that's way more than just the 32 on here. So there's no reason for me to get this one. Only 32 gigs of local storage, that's not that much. And really, I don't really watch Netflix that much either. So really, there's no reason for me to get the X-Beam actually. It's the features on the X-Beam really are not that much. The Rokid Station, on the other hand, if you want to have Android TV, then the Rokid Station really is the way to go, because this one does have more apps. It doesn't have Netflix, so if you're a heavy Netflix consumer, then yes, I can see the X-Beam being the way to go. But you know, that's like if you're really heavy into Netflix, if you really have to have Netflix. For me, yeah, I don't really use Netflix all that often, really not that much, and I use YouTube a lot more than Netflix, and this one has YouTube on it, the X-Beam does not. So YouTube is for me a lot more important than Netflix, so for me I'd choose this one. Just for YouTube alone, that's worth it for me, but it has a lot more other apps too because it's Android TV. So this one is a lot more worth it to me. So if I were to choose between these two, I think for me the Rokid Station is more useful. But if you guys do a lot of screen mirroring, or you really care about Netflix, or for some reason you want to use this as a local storage device, then then yeah, the X-Beam is there and it's cheaper. But I think for most people, the Rokid Station is probably the way to go. So it's just my opinion. So that's it, guys. That's my conclusion after testing both of these out. The X-Beam is not that useful. Only has like a few apps on it, and the Rokid Station has a full-blown Android TV on here. Again, full-blown Android TV doesn't really mean that much, but still, there's definitely more apps on here than on the X-Beam. So it's more worth it in my opinion. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And yes, both of these, like Rokid Station works fine on the Xreal Air 2, no problem. So maybe I'll wait for the Rokid Station 2. I think that might be the way to go. And maybe next, maybe I'll test out the Vitur neckband. And I think that only works with the Vitur glasses, but I believe Vitur has a new glass coming out. So I'll probably get that one and test that one out. So yep, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But I do think that the Rokid Station is the better one of the two to get. It definitely has more value. There's more things you can do with it. There's more apps you can install on it. However, it doesn't really have the local storage thing going on. You basically have to have an internet connection to stream from it, whereas the X-Beam does have some local storage. But yeah, really, which one would you guys go for, the X-Beam or the Rokid Station? Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching. So this is my NVIDIA Shield Pro, which is updated with the newest Android TV interface. This is pretty similar to what you would see on the Rokid Station actually. Yeah, so I'm unable to show you guys exactly the output of the Rokid Station, but my NVIDIA Shield comes pretty close to it actually. In terms of functionality, actually, the NVIDIA Shield has more functionality because it actually has Netflix, and the Rokid Station does not. But yeah, basically is what the interface looks like. Just standard Android TV interface, the updated version, I mean. So yeah, you have your home here, which has different features here. Like for me, like you have Netflix, NBA, Have a few other apps here I don't really use too much, like HBO Max, Disney Plus, Paramount, Crunchyroll, YouTube TV, Top Selling Movies, Prime Video, GeForce Now. Yeah, so this is the stuff. You basically you get a subset of this on the Rokid Station. Yeah, on the Xreal Beam it's even worse because you pretty much only got Netflix and like you have VLC, and that's pretty much it. You don't really have too much. So think of this as basically this is like a superset of what you get on a Rokid Station, and it's a superset of what you would get on the Xreal Beam. You can go to apps here, right, and this is basically where all the Google or Android TV apps are. So yeah, sorry, I said almost like Google TV. I get confused sometimes, but this is Android TV. Yeah, so except Rokid Station, you don't get Netflix, but you pretty much get everything else. Yeah, everything else. And if you don't have it, you can download it, Kodi VLC, because you have access to the Google Play Store on Android TV, so you can download Plex, Kodi VLC. Yeah, pretty much Prime Video. I have a bunch of emulators installed too. Now I'm not really sure if you have access to this on the Rokid Station. I guess you could, and if you do have access to them to download on the Rokid Station, that's also another selling point. Is you can download emulators to play video games on your Rokid or on your video glasses. So yeah, that's another thing that you could do. So the Rokid Station is definitely more fully featured because it really has most of the stuff that you see here. Except for like maybe Netflix and maybe a few others. I'm not actually sure if you can download emulators on it, but if you can, then yeah, that's great. You can play games and stuff on your video glasses. But yeah, for the most part, YouTube, right? You have that. So with the Rokid, you basically have access to most of this. But on the Xreal Beam, you basically just have Netflix and like a few others, and that's really it. So for sure, the NVIDIA Shield is the most fully featured out of all of them. That's what I'm using right now. But it's not for portable use, right? You have to hook it up to the outlet. So anyways, this is just like a little preview of what the Rokid Station has. And you guys can just think of the Xreal Beam as just basically a very limited amount of apps from this. So that's basically how it looks like.